Greetings again, Jones Middle School. Today's is the first clip in a series of 7 that's going to talk about job hunting, filling out job applications, resumes, and interview skills. For this one, I want to talk about the information that you need to have prepared ahead of time for filling out a job application. You should have had a sheet that says personal fact sheet sent to you. We're going to just kind of walk through that pretty quick. This information, you get this completely filled out, you can go anywhere, you can sit down at home online, you can fill out job applications. You won't have to go hunting for any more information. The top section where it says personal, it's all about you. You need to put your name, you need to put your complete name. So if your name is Jonathan, but everybody calls you Johnny, go ahead and put Jonathan. You either put your full middle name or a middle initial and then your last name. Where it says email, put an email address that you will check. More and more today, businesses like to contact electronically. It's quicker, it's easier on them. Address is your mailing address. So you need to, if you don't know it yourself, check with mom or dad, write down your complete mailing address. Down where it says phone, that is what we call landlines. If you still have a telephone stuck on a wall or plugged into a wall someplace in your house, that's where this number goes. Be sure to include the area code. Next line over, it says cell phone. This is where you need to leave a cell phone number. This is probably what most of you will do. It is where if a business does want to try to contact you by phone, they can either reach you directly or they can leave you a message to call them back. The next 3 lines might seem odd, but I want you to think about this. Hobbies, activities, and skills. Hobbies are things you enjoy doing. Okay, you might collect things, you may enjoy playing video games, but I want you to get to know yourself better. Activities are organized events that you participate in. If you play sports, this is where they go. If you're in 4-H, if you're in Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, this is where you would put that. Or any clubs during, while you're at school. The last is skills, and we'll talk more about skills on another video clip. So I'm going to kind of jump over that. The reason I said you need to get to know yourself better, it's been my experience over the years, the most successful people in the job search are the ones that know themselves the best. So you need to get to know who you are because you're going to have to answer questions about yourself. All right, next section is education. Right now for all of you all where it says school name, you're going to put either R.A. Jones Middle School or Jones Middle School. You're going to need the phone number, the address, complete address. You can get that from the website. You used to have to carry an agenda around with you. I don't know if you have those for this year yet, but that information is accessible. You can get all that and fill that in. Where it says dates attended, the from is when you started school at Jones Middle. So this is 20. Your 7th grade would be 90. Okay, if you started in the 6th grade at Jones Middle School, you can write down August of 2018. If you came in after that, you're going to have to get with mom or dad, figure out when you started. Where it says to, you write current because you're still a student there. Work experience. You need to list any work experience that you have. I know a lot of you are thinking, I've never held a job. There's more to work experience at your age than just holding a job, however. If you have babysat for anybody, if you have mowed yards for people, if you've raked leaves, cleaned driveways off of snow, all these are acceptable forms of work experience that you can list, especially at your age. Also, don't forget that you can include volunteer work. So if you've done any volunteer work through Boy Scouts or church, if you go to church, you may also list that, but you still need to fill that information out completely. So your name of your employer, you want the name of whoever that was and all their contact information. Dates of employment, the from again is when you started, the to is when you ended. If you're still doing that, then you can write current, and then briefly write job responsibilities. If you have more than one of those, more than one work experience, just flip the sheet over on the back and write them down. There's plenty of room back there. Most job applications have 3 sections for work experience. The last sheet on this, or the last section on this, are references. There's some important do's and don'ts when you're having to come up with references. They cannot be family members. They need to be adults. So you cannot be a reference for each other. So you're looking for non-family member adults that can say good things about you, basically. At your age, the best references are school teachers, or if you play sports, your coaches. If you go to church, your Sunday school teachers, your ministers, your youth ministers, your best friend parents know you pretty good. They can be good references. Or if you have a next door neighbor that you're on pretty good terms with, they can also be a good reference. But you want to get complete contact information on 3 references. You never know how a business is going to check references. Some send forms out in the mail, some send them electronically, some will pick the phone up and call and do an interview to get it done pretty quick. One thing to remember, for this exercise, when you're listing them, it's not important to get permission. But if you're actually out there looking for a job and you want to use somebody as a reference, be sure to let them know you're doing that. Give them a heads up. They need that information. All right, this one was a whole lot quicker than the last one. We'll be back with another section. I'm not sure how often Mr. Humphreys is going to send these to you, but I'll see you down the road. Thanks.